Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my YouTube family and friends. I'm so sorry I'm not able to answer your questions on time. Remember, this is not a full-time job. This is just something I do for entertainment and also in a good way to put out good information out there for anyone who is interested in nursing job here in Norway or in Finland, because I only talk about where I have worked, lived, and um, 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 and stayed. So now I got a couple of questions from the last video I posted, and since I have a free day today, I decided to answer these important questions. So someone sent a question asking about the salary of nurses in Norway, the tax system, and the cost of living. All right, so all what I can say now is nurses in Norway are paid fairly good. I cannot put my pay slip out here. No, I haven't gotten to that level yet. But they get quite decent salary, and it also depends where you work in Norway. For example, if you work in the north of Norway, like Finnmark, Tromsø, or other towns or cities in the north, you get much more higher salary because they think most people don't like to stay in the north, so they make salary more attractive to catch people for them to work there. So I've heard a couple of times that people who work there earn up around 50 euro per hour, and then even taxation there is half. You don't pay like full taxation or taxes like someone who lives at the south, like Oslo. However, in general, salaries of nurses in Norway are pretty decent, yeah. And when it comes to the taxation, Norway is more like a capitalist economy, which means that the more you work, the more you pay taxes. So once you work more, you're gonna pay more taxes, yeah. So however, in as much as taxes in as much as taxes are taken from your salary, you will still have a decent salary to live compared to an average worker here, and the cost of living is high. I always tell my friends and acquaintances that Norway is not meant for one person. Maybe I think it's the whole Scandinavia, because I have lived in Sweden, I've lived in Finland, and now here. So I think Scandinavia, I haven't lived in Denmark yet, but I think Scandinavia in general is not, or the Nordic countries is not meant for one person, because if you're two, it's much better than one person. So yeah, that is the first question. So I've answered to your income, and then the taxation, and then the cost of living. Yeah, Oslo is very expensive, I must say, because the average rent here, most people, you have to keep in mind that most people who live in Oslo share accommodation. This is called fellas bolig here in Norway, because they live together. Let's say 4 people live together, or maybe 2 friends live together, or 3 friends live together. Yeah, because accommodation is quite high. But if you want a cute studio apartment outside the city, you can get it maybe around 1,000 euro, yeah. But if you want in the city center, they have to budget around 1,400 euro, 1,300 euro equivalent, which is in Norwegian, let's say 1,400, 14,000 krona, 15,000 krona in the city center. But if you go outside the city center, you can get 12,000 krona, 11,000 krona. So a lot of people decide to live outside the cities. Like some people live even outside of Oslo, but they come to work here in Oslo. So all depends on whether you are alone, if you have children, if you're a city person like me, then you would want to live in the city, you understand? But if you have kids and then staying outside is not a problem for you, you can always commute, yeah. And the next question was, how did I learn Norwegian? Did I learn it in Finland or I got sponsored? I think I've talked about this in my previous videos. In Finland, I went there as a student, and where I studied was a Swedish area called Vasa. So I took that advantage to learn Swedish. And Swedish and Norwegian are like brothers and sisters. They are quite similar. Not every word, like most of the words are similar. When you speak Swedish, Norwegians understand, but when they speak Norwegian, it's a bit tricky for you to understand. So when I was coming to Norway, I knew nothing about Norwegian, no words in Norwegian. So the first 3-4 months, it was tough for me because my Swedish is not even that strong. So it was really tough. But when I came here, because I was very interested in learning the language, after 3 months, boom, I started catching everything. I started speaking, and one thing about Norwegians, they are very encouraging. They support you. They, if you make mistakes, and they correct you. And this is how you learn language, So I knew Swedish to a certain level, maybe B2 level. And then when I came here, it made things easier for me. But if you don't know Swedish and you want to learn Norwegian, I recommend that you attend some Norwegian schools classes online. You start with also Duolingo, which is very good. You watch or listen to podcasts in Norwegian and listen to news in Norwegian as well. So that really helps as well. And then the third question is, how can international apply? With international application, it's quite complicated. I think I would have to log on into my computer and then show you the processes. And because I have not had so much time yet, this is why I haven't talked so much about the international applicants. Yeah, because it requires a lot of process. And as it stands now, it even takes 11 months for internationals, those outside EU, for their license to be processed. So I'll get time and come back to explain more. But for now, if anybody has questions regarding nursing work, anything here in Norway, about my work, about our field, feel free, ask, and I would explain or tell more what I know. Until then, stay safe, take care of yourself, and just comment with your question and I'll come back to answer them. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.